money.
Hi, this is Phil Grande, host of Phil's Gang Radio Show. At Phil's Gang and philsgang.com, I have one goal in mind: to help you become a skilled investor in the stock market.
I believe that every single human being with a laptop computer and an internet connection should be required to give trading at least a shot.
Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life.
I believe that every educated individual on planet Earth.
I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents.
Should do this. It's not for every single human being on Earth. I know this, but it's one of those things that you should try, because if you happen to get it right, if you happen to be one of the ones that this is for.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grande.
Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free.
What's in front of you is a life of incredible joy, freedom, and independence.
Philsgang.com.
When you listen to the advice of Phil Grande at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard, things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up, or why there's continued inflation, or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand, especially yields. The most important thing is to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Phil Grande here, Phil's Gang Radio Show. Tired of Wall Street's games? We've got the antidote. Learn the art of short selling. And then you're going to gain a top-notch stock market education with Phil's Gang and philsgang.com. We're so confident you'll love it because we're offering a 10-day free trial to our working investor program. No gimmicks, just real strategies. Sign up to a Phil's Gang membership today and take control of your financial future. Visit www.philsgang.com now.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, just listen to Phil Grande.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. There's many reasons to listen to a radio show, but I think to listen to my show, you get the truth, you get clarity, and you get great information.
No matter what level of investor you are, Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success.
You know what? Most of all, it's fun. philsgang.com. Clarity, good information, and fun. Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. Over the years, I've successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, the advice, and the software that will take your investing to the next level. I have a team comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. And the Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy, when to sell, when to hold, when to run like hell, even short. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. You don't have to be a seasoned investor to benefit from Phil's Gang and platform. No matter what level investor you are, my strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for the 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Avoid market pitfalls and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. You're not alone. 80% of those in the stock market, just like you, lose money. Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Why do they lose? Because they don't know how to short stocks in a down market. That will change once you use my patent Pro 2 color-coded chart. It works. The technology works. And it not only gives you an edge on the upside, but Pro 2 will put a smile on your face on the downside. That's right. Check it out. Free 10-day trial at philsgang.com.
When you listen to the advice of Phil Grande at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard. Things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up or why there's continued inflation or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand, especially yields. The most important thing is to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
I think the Federal Reserve has the economy right where they want it. The economy is resilient.
They're right where they want it, all right. Where we get screwed, where the rich get richer and the workers get poorer. That's where they want it. They want inflation because inflation is how the rich get richer. It's interesting. Remember I told you the other day, I said when they announced they're going to possibly do these 4 rate cuts, I said, no. Don't believe it because the market only went up 500 points. I said, how could that happen? Many times, while we're trading during the week, we can get 500 points on nothing. I mean, at October 6th and 5th, we got one day 700 points, the next day 500 points on nothing burgers. I can't even remember what they were. They're so small. Always has to do something very tiny. This was not tiny. This was something that Wall Street's been waiting for 2 years with bated breath. This is what they wanted to hear. The market should have went up 800, 900, maybe even 1,000, not 500. So there was a message. Something's going wrong. Why just 500? Because it was fake. That's why. You got to understand that we are in an election year. Okay, and this is what happens during every election year. I don't care who's in charge. All bad news becomes wonderful news. But you got to look at the facts. Just look at the facts. When on Friday, just think about this. 8 trading days before Powell announced his 4 rate cuts, possible 4 rate cuts for 2024. Just 8 trading days before that, a question was proposed to him. They asked him, well, with inflation contracting, I'll paraphrase, with inflation contracting, will you start cutting rates? His answer was, no. The confidence to cut rates is just not there yet, especially when November is tracking the highest CPI inflation gain since July 2091. This was his answer. No, the confidence in there to cut rates, especially because November is tracking the highest gain of inflation since 1991. The next question, again, I'm paraphrasing. Why, with the inflation number dropping, are the cost of goods still stubbornly high? And in some cases, they're still going higher. His answer, paraphrasing, well, when the economy is not growing fast enough and productivity is not meeting demand, like during the COVID, wholesalers will randomly raise prices to their retailers, who then raises the prices to the consumer. That causes inflation. Now, this was just 8 trading days. It was a definite no. So what the hell happened for him to come out 8 trading days later and announce a 4-rate cut? Are you nuts? And know what he said? This I'm not paraphrasing. Well, a little bit I am. He said, I got to cut rates. Because if the Fed doesn't start cutting rates and inflation keeps falling, real rates will continue to tighten, slowing the economy and preventing the Federal Reserve from fulfilling their, this is where I'm paraphrasing, their phony mandates, these mandates are so phony, of steady prices, full employment, inflation target of 2%. God, is that a phony one? Now, this is what he said. Are you kidding me? Now, I told my members we bought many stocks at the end of October. Remember, we had the market started to correct or drop from July 2023 to October, and I had everybody shorting. And then I said, let's switch our position, start buying, because I'm telling you this market's going to rally. There's going to be a ton of short covering because we're going to go into the year end, and they got to get their big bonuses and so forth. And I was right. So we went long, and IWM went up about 7%. Spiders went up about 9%. The Qs, 23%. Our Boeing, we first caught 15% shorting it, turned around, went long. We caught another, 19%. TLT, that went up about 14%. That's the Treasury. Everybody started to cover their short positions in Treasury. As soon as everybody started to announce rate cuts, right? Then everybody who was shorting the bond market, started to buy their position back. But I had my members in about 3-4 weeks before that happened. Remember, one thing with investing in the stock market's forward-looking. You just don't buy something, get in today and run with it. If you do that, you're always getting in too high. You're always buying at the wrong point. And you're always saying to yourself, every time I get in, it goes back down because you're not following the market correctly. You're always buying on the high side instead of getting in before anybody else does. That's the one thing we do around here. We get in before other people do. And so what we did is we got into TLT, and that's up about 14%. ITA, that was a good one. That was aerospace defense, and when we got into that right after Israel was attacked. Apple, 7%, JP Morgan, 9%. We caught all the banks. They went up nicely. Boeing, we caught big time. I think Boeing was something like 20%. So 33% on Boeing. So again, it's funny. People think, as I always talk about, we're going to have the crash, and we are. There's no question about it. And I always talk about you better learn how to short. They think we sit here all day long short, losing money, waiting for the market to drop. Are you nuts? What dictates whether we buy a stock or sell a stock short is the market, is the footprint of the money. We sit and watch a certain number of stocks. And because we have the skill to buy, to go long, and to go short, we sit and we wait for the setup. And then we target it. We pull the trigger. So we execute. We're not traders, we're executioners. The only way you make money in this business, why 85% of people don't make money, because they don't do this, you've got to stay with a certain group of stocks. If you're all over the place, like listen to Jim Cramer or somebody else, they always have a hot stock. You never make any money. You're getting in at the wrong time. But if you sit back and you watch the same stocks, you shouldn't be watching any more than 6 stocks that you trade all year long and maybe got a bonus group of about another 10. That's it. And then you sit back and then you let the pattern come to you, the buy pattern, the sell pattern. So it's the pattern that makes the decision whether we buy a stock or we sell a stock short. We don't make that decision. It's the pattern. It's the setup. And we have, which we designed our own algorithms, where it turns red when we know that money's going out, we'll short. Turns green when the money pattern is going in. You see money going in. It works. So, but most people won't do that. They always chase the stock. Like in the last few days, everybody's been buying and they're going to get killed. We'll be right back after our break. Good?
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Phil Grande has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free. If anything, during that 10-day period, you're going to learn how the market really works. You're going to find information that you never had before. You're going to walk away and go, I didn't know that. So join my gang for 10 days free, philsgang.com. And you're also going to learn how to make money when the market goes down. It's kind of silly just sitting there when the market going down, hoping. Why hope when you can sell short and make money? Either way, you make money when the market goes up, you make money when the market goes down. That's the benefit of Phil's Gang. You make money.
Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level.
philsgang.com. Sign up free for 10 days.
If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, listen to this.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, I get so tired of listening to the same garbage every day, listening to the fake business news network telling you why you should buy this stock, why you should buy, and they're always wrong. Join my gang, philsgang.com, free for 10 days. You're going to learn when to buy a stock and when not to buy a stock. Hey, years ago it was different. You could buy a stock based on fundamentals. You could buy a stock based on earnings. You could buy a stock based on PE ratios. Those days are gone. That ended with QE. That ended when they financially engineered the market in 2008. Gone. Now you got to follow the money. And we have the knowledge because we have the chart. Pro 2 color-coded chart tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to run like hell.
For a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Get the truth, get the knowledge, and understand how the market really works. You're not alone. 80% of those in the stock market, just like you, lose money. Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Why do they lose? Because they don't know how to short stocks in a down market. That will change once you use my patent Pro 2 color-coded chart. It works. The technology works. And it not only gives you an edge on the upside, but Pro 2 will put a smile on your face on the downside. That's right. Check it out. Free 10-day trial at philsgang.com.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Our team is comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. Phil's Gang has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. You don't need to be a seasoned investor to benefit from the Phil's Gang platform, no matter what level of investor you are. Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action, avoid market pitfalls, and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Want good investing advice from someone you can trust? Listen to Phil Grande.
With what's going on today in the economy, especially the stock market, it gets really complicated, but it doesn't have to be. My job is to make it simple, to get through the fog. And I think I do that, and I think I do a pretty good job of that, especially why you should be buying a stock, or why you should be in the market, or not in the market, or shorting.
Invest wisely with the knowledge of Phil Grande at philsgang.com. There's nothing better than learning from the experts, especially when it comes to investing your hard-earned money.
Hi, this is Phil Grande, host of Phil's Gang Radio Show. At Phil's Gang and philsgang.com, I have one goal in mind: to help you become a skilled investor in the stock market and find your financial freedom. With the Working Investor Program, you will learn what Wall Street doesn't want you to know. You'll develop skills like selling short and how to profit, even in a stock market crash. This is the real world investing information that will give you the edge to be successful in the stock market. No gimmicks, just real strategies, and I'll make the offer even better with a 10-day free trial of the Working Investor Program.
Once you're in the gang, you're in the know. And with the free 10-day trial of the Working Investor Program, there's no reason not to give it a try.
Become a Phil's Gang member and reclaim your financial freedom. Go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Phil's Gang wishes you and your family happiness, joy, and financial security, working together to make 2024 another successful year at philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
Welcome back to Phil's Gang. So the stock market, when they pulled this nonsense the other day, this 4 rate cuts, remember I told you, don't believe it. It's not going to happen. And I was right. You see how the market just stalled? There was no follow-through the next day. Remember I told you that 500 really told me a lot. We should have been up 800 and 900 points, even 1,000 points on an announcement like that. An announcement, they've been waiting for an announcement like that for 2 years. Are you kidding me? And then finally it came out, I think it was today, that Williams, now Williams is a very smart guy, and his name's John Williams. He's the head of the New York Fed. Very, very well-respected guy. And he came out, he's much smarter than Powell, and he came out and he backtracked everything Powell said. He said, whoa, wait a minute. When he was asked about cutting interest rates in March, he said, I just think it's a little premature to even be thinking about that. What's that tell you? Now, this is the guy who really runs things, okay? He said, no. He said, he's optimistic to consider rate cuts later next year. Well, that's not what happened. People chased these stocks the other day, thinking all is clear. I told you it wasn't. And everybody thinks I just sit here and talk about if we're going to short all the time, and all I do is get killed because stocks keep going up. That's not true at all. We don't just sit here and short stocks. I think the market's going down. Remember, our job is to look forward, is to look out to protect our gang members. The problem is when you watch these fake business news networks, they're telling you to buy something now that already happened. You're buying a stock that you should have bought 3 months ago, but they're getting you to buy it now because that's how they get out, by having you come in. Matter of fact, this whole rally, I told you, was for the reason of getting the Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, Bank of America, the 4 or 5 biggest banks who have clients that are pension funds. They got to get these pension funds out before the market crashes. So they had to rig something to get the market to rally. And that's what they did. And again, going back to Williams, he came right out and said, no way. No way. He said, we got to be ready to move to tighten the policy further. I told you that. They're going to have to continue to raise rates because, remember, the guy last week who said to Powell, why is it that if the interest, you guys are saying that inflation keeps falling, yet prices still keep going up? It's simple. If you're not growing an economy and you got so much liquidity inside the structure, inside the economy, you can't absorb it, meaning you can't, when banks aren't lending for construction and real estate and so forth, and small business, that's the best one, small businesses, anything that's productive. When they're not doing that and the money's just sloshing around, you got inflation and you got wages going down, the purchasing power, your dollar goes down. That's what's really going on, but you're not going to tell you the truth. That's why here at Phil's Gang, we follow the print of the money. We follow the money. It's like footprints. Our charts are set up that way. These are our own charts. We don't care about fundamentals. We don't care what they said the other day. I came right out the other day and told you it's all a bunch of nonsense. And what's crazy is that when Williams came out, I mean, he was really just beside himself. I mean, he knew that this was a bad move. But why did he do it? Why did Powell do it? He said, because remember who Powell is. He's the lapdog for the president. Remember, the president of the United States picks his lapdog, the head of the Fed. And what's the purpose of the Fed? Oh, I get it. Steady prices, full employment. The inflation target at 2%. And he said last week, well, if the Fed doesn't start cutting rates right away and inflation keeps on falling, real rates will tighten, slow the economy, preventing the Federal Reserve from their fulfilling their phony mandates. These are all phony. Steady prices, full employment, inflation. That target, I told you, that 2% target was phony. I told you how that came about. Are you kidding? This guy, he was a well-known New Zealand business reporter, and in fact, he was drunk. It was at a party, and he's just finishing up an interview, and they asked him, what's the inflation? How much is our inflation? What's going on? He says 2%. He just threw it out. And then later, this was in the 80s, there was no study. No scientific study, no short or long-term trials using some calculus from MIT. It was just a guess. He threw it out, half drunk. And then they asked him, well, how did you come up with this? He said, well, inflation seems manageable at 2%, I guess. He felt that consumers and businesses, if they used 2%, they wouldn't have to worry about rising or falling prices. Well, they wouldn't have to worry. Just use 2%. Be okay. Are you kidding me? So again, when Greenspan is a young guy, grabbed onto that 2%, he did it to accommodate Wall Street so that anytime he wanted to cut rates, he could use that 2% target. And that's exactly what happened when they came out the other day and said we're going to cut rates. And that's when the market went up just 500 points, which should have gone at least 800-900 points. But see, the smart money, the institutional money, they just wanted one thing out of this. They just said to Powell, give us one more surge. We need one more surge in the market. Because we want to fill our pockets up with money because the market's going to crash, but we also got to get our clients out. Just give us that one more surge. And then Williams comes in and says, what the hell are you doing? What are you talking about? Are you kidding me? Look, the Federal Reserve has to be disbanded. They're never right about anything. Follow the money pattern, you'll always be right.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com,
We recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. You can be a successful investor in the stock market by knowing what the market is going to do.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. God, you go nuts listening to these shows on TV, Kramer, any of them. I mean, they're giving you total garbage. Garbage in, garbage out. One day they tell you, buy this stock. Next day, don't buy the stock. Then you have two people on the show. One guy saying buy it, the other guy says don't buy it. So the question is, what the hell do you do? Well, we don't have questions here at Phil's Gang. And they never have to ask the question, what do you think the market's going to do? My members always know what the market's going to do because they've learned how to follow the money. That's right. Follow the money. You don't follow fundamentals. You follow the money. And what is that? That's volume. That's the buyers and the sellers. And the other thing, you got to learn how to sell a stock as well as buy a stock.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grande.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Go to my podcast, YouTube, and Rumble every day. That's philsgang.com.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, listen to this.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. I get so tired of listening to the same garbage every day, listening to the fake business news network telling you why you should buy this stock, why you should buy, and they're always wrong. Join my gang, philsgang.com, free for 10 days. You're going to learn when to buy a stock and when not to buy a stock. Hey, years ago it was different. You could buy a stock based on fundamentals. You could buy a stock based on earnings. You could buy a stock based on PE ratios. Those days are gone. That ended with QE. That ended when they financially engineered the market in 2008. Gone. Now you got to follow the money. And we have the knowledge because we have the chart. Pro 2 color code chart tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to run like hell.
For a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Get the truth, get the knowledge, and understand how the market really works.
What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grande and philsgang.com, you can. philsgang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With philsgang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com today. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. When making wise investment decisions, Phil Grande has some sound reasons you should join Phil's Gang.
When I started this, they asked me, okay, can you explain to people why they should join the gang? Gee, I thought about that. And I guess to make money. But more than that, to get good direction on which way the economy's really going. We get so much crap, so many lies, how great the economy is and how great the tech business is, and when it's not. The problem is we have too many people in Washington and in this industry that just don't tell the truth. The truth is everything. And here at Phil's Gang, we stick with the facts. We tell the truth. We make sure our members, are getting the best information, and our listeners, like you. We make that information available to you and make it simple and understandable.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works. Join today at philsgang.com.
Oh, Christmas tree, how lovely are thy branches. Oh, Christmas tree.
From everyone at At Phil's Gang, we wish you happiness and joy this holiday season. Join us at philsgang.com for a prosperous 2024. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back. Listen to this.
This is the about face that the bulls were waiting for. It's the comeuppance for the myriad bears who never embraced the possibility that Powell could engineer a soft landing, a terrific soft landing. And this one's so soft it barely counts as a landing at all.
He did the same thing. He got everybody burnt during the dot-com. We had that one last big rally, just like this. Remember I told you, you always get that one big rally because the big guys, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, all the boys, Wells Fargo, Goldman Sachs, their clients are the biggest pension funds in the country. They got to get them out. They know a crash is coming. Everybody on Wall Street knows a crash is coming. That 500-point rally, instead of being 1,000 or 800 or 900 or 700, told you. It was just a shot. Remember, he works for the president. Powell is, remember, they always talk about the White House dog. They're not talking about the White House dog, the German Shepherd. They're talking about the lap dog. They're talking about the Fed chair. The Fed chair is always the lap dog. He does whatever the president tells him to do. Powell doesn't make decisions what's best for you or me. I mean, this nonsense of we got to tighten money and we got and the Fed has mandates, and that's all phony. Especially the mandates. They just come up with that crap. It's phony. Anything the Fed does, it's always wrong. They always, steady prices, full employment, inflation target 2%. So we were told Wednesday, if we didn't start cutting rates and inflation keeps falling, then the rates will tighten, our economy's going to slow, and oh my God, the Federal Reserve will not be able to fulfill their phony mandates of steady prices, full employment, and the inflation target 2%, which means, did you ever think about what that means? The inflation target at 2%. What the hell does that mean? Inflation target 2%. We have a bow and arrow, and you go out with a haystack and put a target up, and there it is, 2%, and bow and arrow it. It's made up. Here's what it means. Boy, if we hit that inflation target 2%, that's important. You know why? Because the worst case, the purchasing power of your dollars, the ones that are in the wallet and your savings and your pension, will buy no worse. Now get this, no worse than 2% fewer goods than it did the year before. You hear what I just said? Isn't that stupid? So they're saying to you, hey, if we hit that target of 2%, you know what it means? It means that the worst case, the purchasing power of your dollar, it will buy, no worse than maybe 2% fewer goods than it did last year. Isn't that good? Just 2% fewer. Well, what if it goes down to 10%? This is all BS. And remember where that 2% came from? A New Zealand drunk business reporter. Are you kidding? None of it makes any sense. He just guessed at it. That's it. Just a guess. So that's all that means, the 2%. Nothing else. The Federal Reserve's a fraud. It's always been there to help the rich. It has nothing to do with this mandate. They have no mandate. They got one mandate. What you saw on Wednesday. Wall Street picks up the phone. Hey, we need one more surge, man. We need one more surge to get our bonuses. And by the way, we got to get the steel workers out. We got to get the nurse union out. So give us that one more surge, brother. Okay, I'll come out with a story. And that's what he did. The Fed chair is handpicked. That's it. He's not there to benefit us. He's there to benefit the president and Wall Street. That's what they do. 500-point rally. You got to be out of your mind. Think about how stupid the Fed is. They're so irresponsible. Their decisions wiped out 1/3 of all the 3,234 savings and loan banks in the United States between 1986 and 1995. Most of you are too young to remember that, probably. Wiped out, you remember Lincoln Savings and all that? Wiped out 3,234 banks. That was the Fed. And whose fault was it that the banks, the three banks, Berkshire, Republic, and SVB, whose fault was it they went bust? The Fed. Here's the Fed raising rates, right? Not talking to the banks. Here the banks are out there loaning money at 2%, right? 3%. They're buying bonds that give them 1.5%, 2%. Then all of a sudden, there's the Fed raising rates. Boom, boom, boom. All of a sudden, the rates are at 5%. And every bank's losing money. Here, listen to what Kramer says here. This is how stupid Kramer is. This is what he says here.
Mortgage rates, auto loan rates, and credit card rates are all about to come down, so defaults will shrink.
Defaults will shrink. Really? You think so? No, they're not. They're not going to shrink. Are you kidding me? They're getting worse. They're getting worse. The bank defaults, because the banks, remember, they're in a deep crisis because there's no defaults. The banks have the worst situation, worse than 2008, because in 2008, remember, 14% of the mortgage they were holding went into default. 100% of the mortgages that they're holding right now, they're losing big money on. Because remember, they're loaning money at 30 years at 2.3%, 2.8%, 3%. And remember, they're buying the money at 5%. So the banks are in deep trouble. He doesn't get it. These people who's going to default on a loan that's at 2.8% or 3%? Nobody. The banks hope you default. There's not going to be any defaults. The problem is they destroyed the housing market. Destroyed it. Just like they destroyed and wiped out 3,334 savings and loans in 1986 and 1995. Just like they destroyed the three banks. And by the way, remember this. It's not just three banks. We got 180 more banks. 180 more banks ready to go down. This loan is only good to March. So think about it. When we get to March, the loan, where all the 180 CEOs can go in and borrow money. So you want to get out of your bank. Let's say you got $100,000 in your bank. You want to take it out and you want to buy a 3-month treasury at 5%. The only way you get your money is because the CEO goes out to the window of the Fed and he gives them the $100,000 and you can get the $100,000. But the bank term funding program, remember what happened with that? The three banks, they didn't have that pleasure. All of a sudden the rates just kept going up and going up and going up, and then they all went broke. And then finally they came in with a bank term funding program to save the 180 other banks, because they knew if the other 180 banks, remember, those three banks went down with losses of $50 billion. There's another 180 banks ready to go down with losses of $650 billion. $650 billion. Oh, but everything's okay. Everything's okay. Not a problem. It's just unbelievable. I mean, it's just nuts. Unreal. We'll be right back with a lot more.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
The holiday season is a wonderful time to be with family and friends, and a good time to learn how to improve your investing strategies in the new year. Phil Grande and philsgang.com can help. Join Phil's Gang and enjoy coffee talk as Phil goes over the markets every morning before they open. Engage in live trading classes. With the Working Investor Program, you'll have access to the tools to control your financial future. Success in the new year is just a click away. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com. The holiday season is a wonderful time to be with family and friends, and a good time to learn how to improve your investing strategies in the new year. Phil Grande and philsgang.com can help. Join Phil's Gang and enjoy coffee talk as Phil goes over the markets every morning before they open. Engage in live trading classes. With the Working Investor Program, you'll have access to the tools to control your financial future. Success in the new year is just a click away. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com. When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners and shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners and shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com.
Phil's Gang wishes you and your family happiness, joy, and financial security, working together to make 2024 another successful year at philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
Welcome back. So, they destroyed the housing market again. Again. Can you imagine? I mean, they got to get rid of the Fed. Everything they do screws up everything. Look at the inequality it created, the Federal Reserve. Think about it. When the dot-coms crashed, we went into massive money printing. And the inflation that caused is still with us today. That's why Williams came out and said, no, we got to raise rates again. We're going to have to raise rates. Because he knows what I know, what I've been telling you all week. There's too much money in the system because we're not growing fast enough. How'd that happen? That happened because when Biden took over, he took over an economic growth of 6.5%, but he hated Trump so much and so jealous of him, he wanted to destroy every program that Trump had in place, especially the energy program. So we know what happened with that. He destroyed that. And then he decides, he knew what he was doing. He would take the economy that was at 6.3% and he would destroy it. And that's when he went in and flooded the system with trillions of dollars. And when you don't have a economy that's, where everything's in demand, high rises, mills, construction going on, bridges, where you can, as soon as the money goes in, the economy, you can suck it right out by building bridges and malls and shopping centers and schools. But you put all that money in and there's nothing for it to do. And remember what Biden also did? He made sure there was nothing to do because he told everybody to go home. Remember, he took $2 trillion and told everybody, go home. I'm going to send you checks. I'm going to pay for this, pay for that, moratorium on this. So we had no labor. So then what happened? The labor costs went up. We were begging people to come to work. I mean, he did everything he could to destroy the economy because that's how much he hated Trump. And he did. But the problem is the economy was destroyed and we never fixed it under Obama. When baby Bush destroyed the economy, we should have went into a big recession. And in 2008, baby Bush said, no, of course not, because his whole family was in banking. He was trying to save the banks. And then Obama came in, and he didn't have a family in banking, and he was willing to grow the economy, to expand it through creation of small businesses. And I told you yesterday what happened with that. Everybody, all his base got together with him, all the progressives, the socialist Democrats, and said, "You do that, we're not going to support you because we want you to take money and let's print money and spend it on social programs. That's how we grow the economy. More social programs for the people that are on the street in San Francisco, the people on the street in New York, the people coming across the border. Let's spend money on them. That's how we're going to grow the economy. Spend money on your ill-fated Obamacare." So that's how this whole thing started. So all those problems are with us today. We're paying for those problems today. And then when Biden comes in, he doubles the problem by putting in $17 trillion, then another $19 trillion, that we had no place for it to go. And that's why Williams came on and to Powell, who was told to go out Wednesday and say they're going to cut rates possibly 4 times. Because to get that rally, exactly what he was instructed to do, to get that rally going. And by the way, I believe, this is only me, that just like every time they came up with another bad news against the Biden family, there'd be another indictment that same day against Trump to get the spotlight off. I think that day that we had that rally, the idea was to remember that was the day that he was they were voting on him for impeachment, right? And that's the day they turned around and masked that with the announcement we had the biggest rally in history. And all of a sudden, all NBC, MSNBC, NBC, CNBC, they all turned to that. Nothing on him. So the only thing you can do again is just follow the money. And there's nothing wrong with that. Our charts are designed to follow the money. If you follow the noise, like Kramer, you follow what he says, you're never going to make money. Like IWM, the small mid-cap stocks, nobody's talking about it. Please look at IWM. I'm begging you. IWM, and put it up on your chart, okay? And you'll see it's a long ways from a new high. But you got the S&P, you got the NASDAQ, and you got the Dow at or near the new high. But that means nothing. And no, it doesn't. The one that's got to be at the new high to support this rally, to hold it, is not there. And that's the Russell 2000. Those are small mid-cap stocks. That's the heart, the blood, the oxygen of the stock market, of the economy. Small mid-cap stock. Why do you measure that to see how? The reason you measure that to see how well your economy is doing and the stock market, because they have a lot going against them. It's hard for them to borrow money. Very hard. It's hard for them to pass on pricing or inflation. So if they make a new high and they're leading and they were able to get over those obstacles and they're making new highs, you know what that's telling you? You got one hell of an economy going. That's why pros like myself and everybody else watches IWM. But they don't want you to know that. They don't want you watching IWM. They want you to be watching CNBC and listening to this dope.
This is the about face that the bulls were waiting for. It's the comeuppance for the myriad bears.
Well, how come it was only 500 points then, Big Shot? Huh? Answer that. Unbelievable. Listen to this.
Productivity is soft, demographics are poor, and debt levels are high.
There you go. That's why you're not going to have a rally, and that's why you're going to have the biggest crisis ever. Because everything that went wrong, everything that when Obama took over, from Obama and Trump, he did a lot of the same things, but he was only in for 4 years. And now you got Dopey over there, Biden, almost 13 years. Printing. Keep putting the money in, put the money in. And then they go and they get even more money, 17 trillion, 18 trillion. Put it in there. But shut down lending. Well, what are we supposed to do with the money? Yeah, just don't worry about it. Let it slosh around. Why do they want it to slosh around? Because what does it do? It creates inflation. And when you create inflation, who wins? The very, very wealthy. The Pelosi's of the world. Congress. When they went into high gear printing, that's high gear inflation. You don't think they knew what they're doing? So the top 1% go from the dot-com days to now. The top 1% of our households gained 20 million each. Then go to the top 1/100 of 1%. They gained 88 million each because of the inflation. Now let's go to Main Street. They gained, on a year basis, $235 per year, or that's $4.50 a week. See how they screw everybody? And who did that? The Fed. I thought there was mandates for the Fed. What happened here? Where's the mandates? Wait a minute, you're looking out for me. You're supposed to have steady prices, full employment. And my inflation target 2% by the New Zealand drunk. The stock market's the best place in the world. But when you're sitting there and the household wealth has dropped this quarter by 151 trillion, and your 401ks lost 1.7 trillion, and they're telling you everything is fine. Cost of living under Biden and his nomics is up 21%. Gasoline, 27%. Shelter still up 18%. Groceries, 20%. Paycheck to paycheck. 68% of our workforce lives paycheck to paycheck. So what do? Join our gang. If all you want to do is invest in the spiders, that's fine. And let the market decide if you buy a stock or sell a stock short. It's the market that tells you to do that. And we have the best system. That once we get that message from the market to buy or sell short, we know exactly what to do.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grande, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.